Thank you, YouTube, for tuning back into the channel. Mr. Just Right 1 checking back in with you guys today with a follow-up to the first impressions that I did on this bad boy. The Barrage Vaping with Thesis, Asmodus. I've done the first impressions on it, but I never did a follow-up to it. I'm going to do the follow-up today. That's what this is going to be. And also contained within this video is going to be a way for you to get yourself rewarded with one. That is right. I'm going to be rewarding you with one, maybe, possibly. Man, I've got to use this thing thoroughly, and I really enjoy it a lot. So what I want to do is go ahead, dive down, and give you all the specifications of it, show you the build that I put in it, talk about it, come back up top, we'll vape on it, and I'll give you my final thoughts and opinions on the Barrage from Asmodus and Vaping with Thesis. Without further ado, let's dive down now. And here we are at the download section, the Barrage from Thesis himself. Here's the packaging. Look, love the fact that, one, it's a triangle. You talk about thinking outside the box when it doesn't even come in a box, or it does come in a box, but like a triangle shaped box instead of the typical square or circle or something. Very unique. Digging that a lot. Color indication up top. Black sticker indicates there should be a black one contained within this. Asmodus Thesis himself. I like that font there. That's like kind of like the Back to the Future font, so I'm digging that a lot. Thesis himself again. Authenticity. Asmodus. There's what's contained within. So now let's look at what's really contained within. The star of the show, you already know, the Barrage, does come with two different Allen keys, one for the squonk pin and one for the grub screws on the build deck. A bag of goodies. Spare O-rings, spare grub screw, squonk pin, and a set of Omni coils. The star of the show, the Barrage. I want to start off by saying, man, 100% this has to be one of the sexiest RDAs of this year. If not all-time, long time. Let's put it that way. Very minimalistic on the outside, which I'm totally digging. The branding on the bottom is all done. The branding is all done on the bottom of the RDA. Asmodus Barrage, designed by Thesis himself, and serialized drip tip. No airflow adjustments. I love the way he done that because it's not needed in this. And the reason why, well, there is airflow in here, and I think there's an opening on this one right here as well to allow extra airflow in, but not. It's not drilled through the cap. It's just through the fin itself, through the heatsink fin. Here's the build deck, and this is where a lot of the magic happens on this product here. You see the slanted piece here on this side and this side that aligns with those airflow intakes there and there. And what that's doing is when you put your coil across the center like so, the airflow hits midway and underneath that coil, which works phenomenally on this thing here. Also, you notice you have a hole here and one on the other side as well. And what that is, that's your squonk inlet feedback ports. You know, you can squonk it, it's going to feed up through there, but it's also going to suck back any excess. The grub screws right there, clamp, single coil. Super simple build deck, nothing complicated about it. The bright green O-rings, I don't mind them, I don't see them. What else I want to talk about while I'm looking at the build deck itself? Not much, because what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to build the one that I've been using and explain to you why I feel he doesn't need airflow on it, or airflow control. There is airflow control, but it's not in the form in which you're thinking. So let's set this one aside and let me grab the one that I've been using and we'll throw a new build in it. Here's the one that I've been using, the gold one, and this is the one I'm going to throw a build in today. I've already kind of prepped a little bit. I got one of the Omni coils from the packaging. I already loosened my grub screws. What I'm going to do is just take this coil, put it in like so. And I like to push that coil down just a little bit. Not much, just basically where the 4mm or 3.5 millimeter is on this rod is resting on the build deck. Make sure that is centered. That looks pretty centered to me. All right. There we go. Gonna center that up a little bit, straighten it up. Give it a little downward push, just a hair. See how I didn't get that clamp all the way on that coil lead? I'm gonna actually just back it off just a hair and slide that inward just a bit. Right there. I want that to be as secure as possible. Damn, hope I don't break that. Still centered with everything? Yeah, let me grab some. Yeah, better go ahead and do it now. Sorry about that. Had to go find my curved Wotofo branded needle noses. Just want to make sure that coil's compressed together before I start firing it and seeing what the resistance is at. Put this back on there. Man, I'm very proud of Thesis. You know, this product really reflects a lot of what Thesis has done and the time he took to get this product to market. You know, a lot of people want to come in and just get something out to market just as quick as they can. It's very, very imperative that, you know, you take your time with it and you release what you want to release, you know. And when somebody says you can't do something, that's when you go back and you show them that, hey, you know what, I can and I will. Supposed to be a 0.10. Let's get some firing on this bad boy. All right, and she's heating up evenly now. And grab some of my trusted cotton brand cotton threads. Love these things. Makes life so simple. I grabbed two. What am I thinking? It's a single coil RDA, Joe. You don't need two, you only need one. Make sure that little bastard is cool to touch before I stick this through there. I'll adjust it out just a little bit. Take my scissors and I'm going to lay the cotton down and I'm going to cut it right at the base of it. And what I'll do is I'll pick the other side up and do the same there. Bam. Alright, take it and thin it out just a bit. Not much, because this cotton threads is already thinned out pretty good bit, so you don't need to thin it out too much, just enough to be satisfactory what you're expecting. And this is where this RDA shines, in my opinion. And when somebody says, well, it don't have any airflow control, how do you adjust the airflow control? You know how you adjust the airflow control on this RDA? With the cotton. That is right, guys. You can adjust the airflow in this thing by the amount of cotton in which you have in the RDA. If you want a more restricted style vape, put more cotton in there, fluff it up real nice on the sidewalls, and what that's going to do is it's going to actually reduce the chamber inside the RDA. You know, I like a mild airflow. I don't like super wide open and I don't like super restricted, you know, but I'm actually all over the chart. So actually depending on the nicotine in which I'm vaping, but at this point I like a mild airflow. So take this like so, pull that extra junk out of the way, take it and tuck it. And what I want to be sure not to do is I don't want the cotton to come over this side and cover that little ramp. I don't mind having a lot of cotton in there, but I want it to be obstructed free of the airflow ramp that's there. Does that make sense to you? Turn it around on the other side. Tell me to pull some of those extras off of there as well. And again, I don't mind having a lot of cotton inside there, but I want that airflow to be obstruction free between here and here. Actually, I can pull this up just a hair. And that's where these little fine point tweezers come in handy. You can really, you know, place your cotton where it's going to be now. Of course, it's going to change whenever you wick it up, but let's zoom in on that. It's nothing fancy, but hey, it gets the job done. The main key is to make sure that that air ramp right there is not obstructed. You don't want anything in the way of that. So let's see how she's beautiful. That's just a beautiful sight to me. I like that. There she goes. Put the top cap back on. Make sure to align these little notches. Let's see if we can get it all down. Put that out of the way. Some little notches right there on either side. They align with the little indentions right here. Or these are the notches, the indentions are on the top cap, but they align right there on either side. So make sure, just get them close, kind of in that general vicinity. Bam! There she goes. Let's go over some specs of this real quick. I did measure this device, and we'll measure it again on film so people don't think that I'm losing my marbles. I'll tell you what, we'll grab the black one because I've already built that one. Turn them on. 0. From the base, let me get it lined up like I'm supposed to. Alright, so from the base to the top of the drip tip, right about 30 millimeters. Diameter 24.08. Let's measure it without the drip tip, because you can always change to your own drip tip. 23.27. Alright, real quick, to the point. Pros. Aesthetics. Aesthetically, this has to be one of the sexiest RDAs available on the market. This one and the Axial both rank really high in aesthetics for me. I love both of them. They look phenomenal. This one is very minimalistic, and the branding, the looks of it looks really good on a regulated device, looks really good on a mechanical device. Got to give it to them on that. The flavor department. The flavor in this thing is on point. I got to give it to them on that. The flavor is definitely there. Vapor production. Vapor production, you've seen it, guys. It rips. It rocks with the best of them. So those are the pros. And the cons, I don't have many of them. Yes, Thesis is a damn good dude, loves the guy to death, and it's tough for me to give cons on people that I really enjoy and really like and have a lot of respect for, but I got to do it because it's about the community and that's what we're about, and I know he's not going to take any offense to this at all. The biggest one, or first one, is going to be the drip tip. I'm not a fan of the drip tip that comes with it out of the box, but that's a simple remedy to fix that. Get online, order yourself a drip tip. If you don't have a drip tip, or if you may already have a drip tip laying around that you're going to be able to put in it that you're going to enjoy. Second con, which is a big con for me, the sound of this device. I'm not even going to vape it. I'm just going to give it a pull real quick. It's loud. Now I'm going to vape it. Do the same. It's loud. Or there's no way to put it other than it's loud. Those are my two cons that I have with this device. It's going to be your call if you're willing to tolerate, because I have found that I've been willing to tolerate the audible level of this device for the vapor that I get off of it and the aesthetics of it. You know, I'm a guy that's really big on aesthetics and performance as well. This one performs good and aesthetically it looks good. The sound of the airflow is a little much, but I've been able to tolerate it and keep it in rotation. Where does this device rank for me? No secrets. The Axial is my #1 RDA. I still hold firmly by that. One, because aesthetically it looks good. Two, simplicity of use. Three, and it performs very, very well. The profile, yeah, it's up there too. The profile's right up there with that Axial. This one ranks up there with it. You know, and I think had the airflow audible level not been so loud, I think I would have ranked it a lot higher than I did. But definitely, if you're in the market for a RDA single coil, you like aesthetics, you're big on aesthetics, and you want something that you know is quality, Asmodus has always put out very, very good products. They've always missed the mark for me, though, when it comes to RDAs. Rebuildables, just a little bit they've missed the mark, but when it comes to their devices, man, you cannot beat. I don't think you can beat for the money what you get from Asmodus. Their devices are second to none. I mean, I absolutely love damn near all Asmodus devices. I don't own very many of them, but I do enjoy them. So it's going to be a balancing act for you. Are you willing to put up with the audible level of the Barrage Rda for the performance that it puts off? I know that I do, and that's why this RDA ranks definitely in my top 5. I do believe that Asmodus Thesis have themselves a very, very strong contender for the RDA of the year single coil class right here in the Barrage. So I know at the beginning of this video I told you how you're going to have yourself a chance to get rewarded with one. Same routine. Follow the link right here and leave the comment hashtag Mr.JustRight1 sent me. I'll leave it up for a couple days over on IG, and then I'll come back and I'll let you know who is going to be the lucky recipient to get rewarded with their very own Barrage Rda from Asmodus. And vaping with Thesis, I'm going to do what I always do at this time, and that is going to be remind you that if at any given point in time you have ever felt like you are not a somebody, I want you to know you are a somebody in somebody's eyes, and that somebody is me. I absolutely love each and every one of you out there. Stay focused, stay blessed. Mr. Just Right One is checking in and checking out at the same damn time. I'm out.